is another background. Hope you guys like it. Now we're going to talk about race swap. Seriously, what will it take for Hollywood to stop race swapping characters and respect the source material and not do something like, oh, I know better than that?
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, I've begun uploading some content onto Rumble as well, so make sure that you follow Dr. Disaster over there, and don't forget to follow me over on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster 1. But anyhow, let's talk about this One Piece Season 2 trailer that just dropped. Now, for anyone out there who wants to argue that the looks of the actor just don't matter, and actually, they just chose the best person for the role in One Piece here. First of all, why does it never work in the reverse? Why is there never a black character that gets transformed into a white one? Or why is there never a female character who becomes male just because a male actor happened to be the better actor in that role? If we are just casting based on acting skills alone, you would think that it would go in different directions at least every once in a while.
Well, for starters, they're trying to appeal to normies, but sometimes normies is now catching up, okay? Do you remember what happened with The Last of Us? How do you think normies respond to that and respond to seeing Joel got killed? Most normal people who don't know about video games, they didn't know about the death of Joel in the game. How do you think they're going to respond to this one? That's the question you have to ask yourself that.
Laws governing large numbers dictates that this would absolutely be the case at least every once in a while, but it doesn't happen because actually this excuse is pure bullshit. And here's another question. Look at the character from the live action. As you can see from that image, actually, they thought it was important to dye her hair blue to match the cartoon. But my question is, why? Clearly the makers of the show are not particularly concerned with fidelity toward the looks of the characters. Just like with Ariel and the Little Mermaid, when they made the live-action version of her into a black gal, they dyed her hair red in order to match the cartoon. The question becomes, why in the hell is it important to make her hair color match the original cartoon? What makes hair color so important while the shade of their skin can be so obviously ignored? And that's a rhetorical question because we all know why this is done, because these companies pander like crazy.
Yeah, this is Netflix we're talking about. They pandered almost instantly, every single time. I understand most of you never seen a video game, you thought to yourself, oh, looks good. But you have to understand one thing, not everybody see this as a good thing. And right now, normies are starting to wake up to the fact, okay? Remember, The Last of Us Season 2. Many normal people who watch TV shows, they didn't know about Joel's death in the game. Only gamers know. So meaning, any normal people who didn't watch anime, they're probably gonna get disappointed, gonna get slapped in the face. That's just my theory, okay?
Now, there have been a lot of people trying to push back against folks who dislike this casting in One Piece by saying that the show's original creator, Eiichiro Oda, was actually somehow involved in the casting. And based on everything that I've read, that simply does not seem to be the case. I found several old articles here where Oda is quoted as praising the casting that Netflix did for the first season, but it says nothing about him actually being involved in choosing. And even if that were the case, even if the casting decisions had come directly from Oda, then all that would tell me is that he likes to pander as well because he wants to pad his bank account. But people who sell out like that do not impress me, so even if this were true, and to be clear, I have found no evidence to suggest that he has been involved in casting decisions, but even if it were true, it would not make the casting correct or even defensible. Unfortunately though, Netflix has almost no incentive to change.
Well, they don't, because you still remember Cleopatra. How do you think that ended up? Honestly, if I were to create my own book or my own source material, my own creation, let's say I wanted to write a book similar with J.R.R. Tolkien or even George R.R. Martin, if people wanted to use my source material for a live adaptation or anime adaptation, whatever it is, I would tell them this: do not race swap anything, regardless of who you might think. Which is why I think when it comes to science fiction, rarely any book mention a character's race, okay? I mean, yes, there is mention of their skin getting burned or perhaps it's getting dark or something. That doesn't exactly validate if the character is either white or black.
Look at how the trailer was received for this second season of One Piece. Over on the official Netflix account on YouTube, the trailer has amassed a couple million views in about a half day at the time of this recording, and currently they are sitting at about 140,000 likes to only about 2,000 dislikes. So they aren't going to get ratioed or anything like that. Most people who saw this trailer are either kissing Netflix's ass or just casually consuming product without thinking about it, because that is how they were trained by the modern day corporations. Remember that old line? Don't ask questions, just consume product and get excited for next product. I call these people who do that the cultural auto intake zombies. These are the people who go out and buy the newest Call of Duty that just came out on day one, no matter what, because advertising works on them and they get FOMO. And as long as they don't get punished, Netflix that is, as long as they don't get punished for doing this sort of thing, for race swapping like this, they have zero incentive to change. I mean, this is a company that hit over 300 million subscribers at the end of last year. Though I will say this, personally, I've just about run out of reasons to ever subscribe to Netflix again. Squid Games is done. Cobra Kai is done. And Stranger Things will be wrapping up at the end of this year. I was never particularly pleased with the Witcher adaptation, but once Henry Cavill was removed from the show, then I really checked out on that one.
Let's talk about that. First off, I'll be honest, I never exactly have a Netflix account due to my limited budget. Maybe one day when I'm either monetized or got my own house or anything, I'm probably gonna subscribe to that. But to be honest, I never exactly watched any Netflix movie. Not even once. I never subscribed to it. I mean, I have my parents for it, but yeah, I don't want to inconvenience them. Evidently, I know most normal people would look at it, hey, it looks good, doesn't care about the race swap or anything. Evidently, sooner or later, these normal people who just binge watch Netflix or perhaps doesn't know about anime or video games, they're gonna find out sooner or later their expectation will be betrayed. Look what happened with The Last of Us Part 2. Many normal people was disappointed and they were shocked. Well, Joel died. For gamers, they already expected it, but for normal people, they don't. And it's a complete shock because some of those normal people never played The Last of Us Part 2 and they wanted to give it a chance, but when they saw what happened to Joel, they knew in the game he died. I'm not joking, folks. If it were me, if I were to create my own book or TV shows, whatever it is, I would tell them one thing. If they want to make a live adaptation, whether it's movies, TV shows, whatever it is, never ever race swap any characters. I think for all of you who want to write books, want to write characters, instead of describing your character either white, black, or LGBTQ, perhaps you could use the dialogue to at least explain their background, their origin, their skin color, their race, all that sort. I think dialogue should be the key to at least understand a character's background, origin, and most importantly, date of birth. And that's what I learned when I started my side job writing a book.
This is...
It's a place to honor the dead. They're still waiting for the salvation Mother Sphere promised them.
Damn.
I want to send the memories left here to Mother Sphere. That's where they belong.
I'll help.
Me too, me too.
Thank you, both of you.